Hey everybody, welcome back to ogresspeedshop. So we're gonna do some work on the Firebird because she's feeling really neglected these days. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we need to get her up off the ground so we can get underneath the car and pull the exhaust off. So let's get to it. All right, we got her up nice and high so she's easy to get to or get under. So I can't wait till I can actually get a lift one day. But for now, still crawling. So I've made this exhaust a nice quick release exhaust. You see right here, got the clamps right there to take them off, and then the clamps up here so the whole center section comes out really easy. Now the rear section's a little different, but we're not taking that part out. We're just taking the center section out to make sure there's no holes where the O2 sensor can get false readings. And we might end up also, if you look up under there, see all the scrapes and bumps and bings and dings and stuff from the exhaust scraping the ground. We might pull this header off too, or these headers off, and weld some plates on there, some skid plates, to help prevent that from happening again. So that's what we're working on right now. We're gonna get this exhaust off of here. All right, so the sizes we have on these, they may have changed because I put a new clamp on the one over there. Should be, I think it's a 7/16 or 11 millimeter. These are quick release clamps, so once I get it loosened up to the point, I can just lift it off and they come right off like that. Hopefully you can actually see what I'm doing. Well, that's interesting. Well, how did I get that thing all the way up in there like that? All right, I need a wrench. Guess I didn't want this thing to come out, or get hit again. And it's not at 7/16 anymore. Alright, so what size is this new one? God, I can't see anymore. I think it might be a 1/2 inch. There we go. It's sticking. Of course, I rotated it up to where I can't release it. There we go. Let's come over here in a second. There we go. So that's loose now. We'll have 2 more in the back. And that ain't the right size. There we go. All right, all the clamps are loose now. Get them out of the way. This is up in here pretty tight, so I have to do some yanking on it to get it to come loose. And there we go. All right, right here's some of the things I was talking about looking for. See that black spot? That's where it's leaking at. And even worse so is this one right here that I definitely missed a lot on. And that could play a game in making my sniper not run right, because this is the side that I have the O2 sensor on. And then look at this right here. See all those carbon stains? That all needs to be sealed up because that can affect the O2 sensor that is on this side yes, it's on my header. And if you're familiar with snipers, they say not to put it on the header, but I have it at the very back of the header, which is, plenty of space between the collector and whatnot. So I'm not too worried about it. And it's run perfect as far as the install went for 4 years now. So, but these holes can cause problems, and that's what we're going to fix today. There's a couple more down here. All right, I think that'll seal up those holes now. Until next time, I'll have them show up. I don't see any more marks, so those few little pinholes should solve any problems I might have. And no, I'm not going to show you the weld because this welder still sucks. You can take that for what it's worth, whether I'm the welder or the welder itself over here. Anything that could be a problem should be fixed now. As far as leaks that cause problems with the sniper system. All right, I think we got all the holes sealed up on that now, so I'm gonna put that back up in. But before we do that, I'm gonna pull this header off, which is a fun time, by the way. And pull that off and see about doing a skid plate on it. Let's get this header out of here so we can add some reinforcement to it. Probably won't be able to see much, but most of these are pretty easy to get out with a wrench. Or a socket, I should say. Am I missing a bolt? Oh dang, that sucks. Didn't know I was missing a bolt. Oh wait, no, I already had that one out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, never mind. I'm dumb. I think that one I can get from down below the long extension. Z-bars out. Now I'm trying to get the starter out. Get it out without removing the starter. We just put back in. Oh yeah. Nice. There you have it. That's what I'm talking about, all the scrapes. So we'll put a plate across that. All right, so there's a little better view of what it's doing. This is where it hits when I bottom out, which sucks. It also hits the clamp over here too sometimes. That's why I had to replace the one on this side. But I don't know how thin that is yet, but definitely worth sealing back up and putting a plate over there. Something else I noticed. It definitely looks like the gasket's been leaking. So these copper gaskets I got, I don't think they're all that great. Definitely some signs of leakage, which you can't have with a sniper. I think I got a plan here. So this plate right here came off that truck that I just parted out or cut up and got the motor for that for. I think that might work pretty good as a little skid plate. Just cut it off about where those slots are at. It should be good. Actually, I think using that side right there and actually incorporating those holes will work better. This gives us an area to flatten off on the side, or to square off on the side there, and a little bump up here to protect the welds on the collector. I'm not a little too close there, but I think that'll work. All right, so that should do enough protection, or give enough protection for scraping things for a little while anyways. Is it ugly? Yes, it is. Does it need to be pretty? No, it doesn't. It's underneath the car. And this is where it's been scraping anyways. I added a little extra piece of metal where the worst part of it was, just for a little added protection. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now we can put it back in. All right, so I just threw some aluminum engine paint on there just to help protect a little bit. A little disappointed how easily this ceramic coat that I had done years ago didn't hold up very well. It's easy to remove. It's weird, but anyways, we can put this back in now. All right, we got the header back in, the Z-bars all hooked back up, and I tightened it this time. It wasn't very tight when I took it off. We can take a look at the other header, make sure it doesn't need to be pulled out, because that one's actually kind of a pain in the butt. You got to pull the oil filter off and everything to get it off. But I don't think that one's scraped up as much, so let me look at it real quick. So I checked the passenger side. It's got a little scrape on it, but nothing worth worrying about. I don't know if the gaskets are good on this side or not. This side's kind of a pain because this header tube right here is not, let me get the light over here. So this center tube for number 6, it's really hard to get to the bolt, and you have to take it and make it kind of go in between. I'm trying to think of how the best way to describe it is. But you put that bolt in first and you slide the header up onto it because the header's got a slot in it. And then you got to align everything else. And since most of these gaskets have the end bolts opened up so you can slide them on, they're kind of a pain. So not impossible, but I'm not going to deal with it right now. If I hear a leak, then I'll worry about it then. But as of right now, I think we're good. I gotta put the X pipe back in. This is the gasket I ended up going with. This is what I had originally. They do like to blow out, but they like to blow out in the middle, between the 2 middle cylinders. That's why I was hoping the copper ones would take care of that. But as you see, it's leaking out the top. I'd rather it leak internally than out. So I got another set of them over here I've had for a while because that's what I usually ran. But that's the way it goes. But yeah, so had one of those. The other one's still a copper one, but like I said, if it starts leaking, then I'll worry about it. But until then, I'm not too worried about it. Anytime you have exhaust off and you got open headers, you gotta fire the car up, right? All right, so we get the X pipe back on there. Everything's back down on the ground. Let's fire her up, see how she sounds. There we go, nice and quiet. Nice exhaust tone. I don't hear any leaks, so that's good. That should do it for this fix. Now we're just waiting on tires, which should be here next week. I'll do it for this video on the exhaust, fixing the exhaust on the Firebird. So we got that plate done on the header, and we got all the little pinholes fixed on the mid pipe, or the X pipe. So I think we're good on that. So if you like this video, leave a like down there, leave me a comment, let me know what I can do better, and subscribe while you're at it. What the heck, it's free. As always, I appreciate y'all being here, and until next time, I will see y'all later.